Long ago, in a kingdom far away, there ruled a king who was loved by all.
But the beloved queen had fallen gravely ill, and the king watched helplessly as his beautiful wife grew weaker each passing day.
My dear husband, promise me one thing before I go. Promise me you will only marry again if you find a woman.
I promise, my love. I swear upon my crown and kingdom I shall never marry another unless she matches your beauty. And so the kind queen passed from this world, leaving behind a broken-hearted king and a young daughter. Years passed, and the king's only daughter grew into a beautiful young woman, inheriting her mother's golden hair and gentle nature. The king's advisors grew worried, for a kingdom without a queen and heir was a kingdom in danger. Your Majesty, you must marry again. The kingdom requires a queen, and you require an heir to your throne. The king searched far and wide for a new bride, but no princess could match the beauty of his late queen. But then, a terrible thought entered the king's mind, a thought so wicked it should never have been thought at all.
For the king's daughter had grown to be even more beautiful than her mother, with the same golden hair that fell to her waist.
The king looked upon his own daughter and saw the image of his lost queen. A madness took hold of his heart. My daughter, I have decided. You shall be my new queen, for only you possess the beauty of your dear mother.
The princess was horrified beyond measure. To marry her own father was unthinkable, against all laws of nature and heaven. Father, I beg you, do not ask this of me. It is forbidden, it is wrong. Please find another bride.
My word is law. The wedding shall take place within the fortnight. There is no other choice.
The princess fled to her chambers in despair, but she was a clever and brave young woman, and she would not give up so easily. She thought and thought, until at last a clever plan formed in her mind. I shall ask him for the impossible. 3 dresses and a cloak so wondrous he could never obtain them. Father, I will agree to marry you, but first I must have 3 gowns. 1 golden as the sun, 1 silver as the moon, and 1 glittering like the stars.
Is that all you ask? Such gowns shall be yours within 3 days. My finest tailors shall begin at once. The king commanded the finest tailors in the land to work day and night without rest. By the way, royal seamstresses in medieval master craftsmen embroidered the first gown with threads spun from purest gold, capturing the very light of the sun. On the 3rd day, the golden gown was completed, and it shone like the very sun itself.
The princess's heart sank, for the first impossible task had been accomplished with frightening speed.
That very night, the tailors began the silver gown, working under the light of the moon they sought to capture. You see, my daughter, nothing is impossible for your king. The 3rd gown shall also be yours.
Finally, the 3rd gown of stars was crafted, with thousands of real diamonds catching every light.
All 3 impossible gowns were now complete. The princess felt her last hope slipping away.
One more chance. I shall ask for a cloak made of 1,000 different furs, 1 piece from every animal in the kingdom. Surely that he cannot accomplish. One last gift I require, Father. A cloak made of 1,000 different furs, 1 small piece from every kind of animal in your kingdom.
Very well. Tomorrow my hunters shall ride out, and within a week you shall have your cloak. Then you shall be my bride.
The king ordered every hunter to ride out across the entire kingdom, sparing no creature, large or small.
Within 7 days, every animal in the kingdom had given up a small piece of its fur, and the cloak was assembled.
The cloak was beyond imagination, the most marvelous garment ever crafted. That very night, the brave princess made her choice. She would not yield. She would flee. She gathered her 3 treasures from her mother, a golden ring, a golden spinning wheel, and a golden reel, hiding them in tiny walnut shells. She blackened her face with soot from the fireplace, hiding her royal beauty beneath a layer of ash. Wrapped in the cloak of 1,000 furs, she became Alerlerau, all kinds of fur, a beggar maid no one would recognize.
Under the cover of darkness, she crept past sleeping guards, through corridors she had known all her life. At the smallest gate, she paused but for a moment to bid farewell to the only home she had ever known. Into the wild forest she ran, with no plan but to escape as far as her feet could carry her.
For hours she ran without stopping, until her legs could carry her no further. At last, she found shelter in the hollow of a great oak tree, where she slept the deep sleep of the exhausted.
Meanwhile, far away in a neighboring kingdom, a hunting party consisting of various Latin American knights and their squires was riding out at dawn.
In a kingdom far from Alalera's home, a young king rode out with his hunters to chase the morning's game. The hounds caught a strange scent and led the hunters to a great hollow oak.
What strange creature do my hounds have cornered? Bring it forth, men! Let us see what hides in the tree. What they found astonished them all. A strange, furry creature, neither beast nor wholly human.
What manner of being are you, little creature? Speak, for we mean you no harm.
I am but a poor orphan, your majesty, with no father nor mother. I beg only for shelter and a place to work.
Take her back to the castle. She shall have a place in the kitchens, where she can earn her keep with honest work.
And so the princess came to a new castle, a place where no one knew her royal name.
The head cook was a gruff but fair man, and he took one look at the strange furry creature and put her straight to work. You shall sleep in the little cupboard under the stairs where no light reaches. You shall carry water, chop wood, and clean the ashes. Now get to work, furry!
And so the princess slept in a tiny cupboard under the stairs, far from the soft beds and silk pillows she had once known. From dawn till dusk she carried water, chopped wood, swept ashes, and did the hardest work in the kitchen. The work was hard and the days were long, but she never complained, for she was safe from her father's terrible plans.
That furry creature works harder than any other. Strange thing she is, but a useful one.
At night, when all were asleep, she would secretly take out her mother's treasures and remember the woman she once was.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Tonight the king hosts a grand ball. Princesses from every kingdom shall come, for the king seeks a bride.
Alalera heard the news, and an audacious idea began to bloom in her clever heart. Please, sir, may I go upstairs for just 1 hour to watch the ball from the doorway? I promise to return for my work.
Ha! Go on then, furry. But mind you, 1 hour only, and you must prepare the soup for the king before you leave.
With great care, she prepared the king's soup, and in secret she dropped her mother's golden ring into the bowl.
In her tiny cupboard, she transformed from soot-covered servant to dazzling beauty.
The ballroom was a sight beyond compare, filled with the most beautiful princesses from every corner of the realm.
And then she entered, a vision in gold, and every eye in the ballroom turned to her.
The young king saw her, and in that moment his heart was lost forever.
Fair lady, would you grant me the honor of this dance? I have never seen beauty such as yours.
They danced as if they had known each other forever, two hearts speaking without a single word.
Tell me your name, fair lady. From what kingdom do you come? I must know who has so completely captured my heart.
I come from the land where they throw shoes at people's heads, your majesty. Forgive me, but I must go.
Before the king could stop her, she vanished into the crowd and out of the ballroom.
In her cupboard, she swiftly hid the gown and returned to her form as a humble kitchen servant.
The king returned to his rooms heartbroken and asked for the soup he had not eaten. But as he ate, his spoon struck something hard.
What is this? A royal ring in my soup? Bring me the cook at once! I must know how this came to be. The cook came running, terrified that something was wrong with his cooking. Who made this soup? Tell me the truth, for in this dish I found a ring of pure gold. Your Majesty, I confess. I prepared the soup, most of it, but I let Furry, the strange creature from the kitchen, finish it. Perhaps she dropped the ring in by accident. Bring this Furry to me at once. I shall question her myself about how a royal ring came into her possession.
Alalera was brought before the king, her secret heavy in her heart.
Tell me truthfully, child, what is your purpose in my kitchen? And how did a golden ring find its way into my soup?
I am good for nothing, Your Majesty, except to have boots thrown at my head. I know nothing of any ring.
Very well, Furry. You may return to your work, but I shall keep this ring, for it is most curious indeed. That night, the young king could not sleep, his heart yearning for the golden lady he had lost.
Did you hear? The king is so smitten he announced another ball tonight. He hopes the golden lady will return.
Just a peek at the ball, please. Again, Furry?
Go on then, but first make the king soup.
And 1 hour only.
Once again she prepared the soup, and once again she hid a treasure within, this time her mother's golden spinning wheel. She washed and dressed, this time in the gown of silver, pale and beautiful as the moonlight.
The second ball was even grander than the first, and the king's eyes searched every face for his golden lady. And then she appeared once more, this time in silver, a vision of moonlight made flesh.
You have returned. I feared I would never see you again. Please, dance with me once more, my lady.
They danced together as if no one else existed in the world, two souls finding each other once more.
Will you not tell me your name this time? At least your kingdom. Do not vanish from me again, I beg you.
I come from the land where they throw brushes at people's heads, Your Majesty. That is all I can say.
And once again she fled before the king could discover her secret.
Another golden treasure in my soup. There is more to Furry than meets the eye. I must know the truth. Furry, another treasure has appeared in my soup. I begin to think you are no ordinary servant. Who are you truly?
I am good for nothing, Your Majesty, except to have brushes thrown at my head. I know nothing of treasures.
A third ball tonight. The king is desperate to find his mystery lady. By the way, in fairy tales, the number 3 is highly symbolic.
Master Cook, may I please have leave for an hour?
Yes, yes, Furry. Off you go for your 1 hour again. But the soup first, mind you.
For the third and final time, she prepared the soup, hiding within it her mother's last treasure, the golden reel. Now she wore the most beautiful gown of all, glittering like the very stars in the night sky.
And she appeared one final time, dressed as the night sky itself, beauty beyond all mortal description.
My love, you have come back to me. I cannot bear to lose you again. Tonight you must stay.
They danced longer than ever before, the king holding her tightly as if he would never let go. Unbeknownst to her, the clever king slipped a golden ring onto her finger as they danced. She fled once again, but this time the king did not give chase, for he had a plan.
In her haste, she did not notice the king's ring on her finger, nor a small spot of clean skin she failed to suit.
Bring me Furry, a sleek Siamese cat, from the kitchen. This time, I shall have the truth. Show me your hands, Furry. Let me see them.
my ring.
You wear my ring. You are her. You have been her all along.
With trembling hands, the king wiped away the soot and pulled back the hood, revealing his lost princess at last.
My beautiful one, you shall never leave me again. Will you be my queen and my wife?
Yes, my dear king. I shall tell you all my story, and I shall be your wife with all my heart.
Princes. And so the princess who fled her own kingdom became the bride of a king who loved her for her own dear self. And they lived happily ever after, the kingdom rejoicing in the love of their wise king and his courageous queen.